So today on Power Breakfast, I am honored to have a special guest who has gone viral recently for a very great reason. She is a creative entrepreneur. Ciiru Waweru-Waithaka is here. You might not know her entire name right now, but you certainly know this next clip that you're about to see. She had the honor of meeting the First Lady of the U.S., Michelle Obama. So let's take a look at that, and then we'll have a chat with her.
Innovation and technology, and she's already reached more than 350 children. So there you go. There you go. Ciiru, come up here. Come up here. Let's collect ourselves. This is worth stopping for a second. As we've seen time and again, women and girls who are out there working there.
All right, and here she is in the flesh, Ciiru, as Willis was calling you. Willis wanted to give you a hug so you can get a little bit of that Michelle Obama action. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
How many times have you seen that clip? Are people sending it to you? I mean, what's happening? How did your family react to seeing that, and your friends?
Very emotional, actually. A lot of them have called crying. We've cried.
Yeah.
It's almost an out-of-body experience.
It's a huge moment.
It's been very, very exciting.
For you and for other women entrepreneurs as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to know you a little bit. So your company, Fun Kids.
Yes.
You specialize in children's furniture?
Children's products. So we're an innovative children's brand, furniture being one of them.
Okay.
So we're just launching textile lines, we do educational products, etc.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit background on that. How did you go into that field, or how did you decide to start this company?
Okay, my background, I'm an interior architect by training.
Okay.
And we were then expecting our firstborn son, and we went around looking for products for kids. And didn't find anything we thought suitable in the market at the time.
Okay.
And with a degree in interior architecture, a passion for design, and really a passion for manufacturing, I decided we're going to create a brand. And the brand name is Fun Kids. It took me a year before we launched it.
Okay.
And Fun Kids really is about designing and manufacturing innovative products for children. So I figured the first thing we'll start with is the furniture.
Okay.
I knew how to design, I didn't know how to make, so I went and studied carpentry. I actually went and studied carpentry in Eastlands. Yes.
In Eastlands?
Yes, I did.
That is incredible.
Yes, I did. And then realized the way we were learning carpentry in Eastlands cannot be the way the West does it.
Okay.
Because the way we were making stuff would take 2 months to make one product.
Okay.
So we researched and realized the difference is technology. So fast forward, we've brought in a lot of technology, a lot of German technology into our business, and that's what has helped us scale the business. Yeah.
That's amazing. Did you always have that entrepreneurial spirit? And I always wonder this, because I'm like, because not everyone can see a need and say, all right, let me jump into this market, let me go do my research, let me spend time learning carpentry and such. So did you always have that spirit in you?
Maybe. I'm very curious. I've always wondered how things are made. I've always wondered why we don't have certain things that we see online. I've always wondered, why don't we have this here?
Yeah.
Why does everybody say we must import stuff? And so I'm curious, and I get upset by things like that.
Okay.
And I think the combination of the two, I said, if we can make stuff here, then people can stop complaining that you can't find good quality things in Kenya. There's no difference between us and those who manufacture elsewhere. And sometimes it also takes a bit of madness to be an entrepreneur. Literally. So just jumped in the deep end, and I said, we're going to do this. And we're going to make an impact.
What were the beginnings of Fun Kids like? Because I think that's what a huge part of what scares a lot of people off. They're like, listen, I don't know if I can do this, because it must have been a lot of obstacles in the beginning, right?
I mean, definitely. Right from trying to procure raw materials, even just getting funding to do that. We couldn't even afford clamps. Clamps that clamp our wood together. So because we couldn't afford clamps, we said we still have to make the product, and we went and bought rope. We bought rope from Karioko. So we would glue our wood together, would tie it like a goat, literally, until it dried. So you have to just do what you have to do. It's never easy at the beginning, and then we were able to get a little money, but we still couldn't afford to buy the clams, so to hire them from all the way in Kayole. And in the matatu would be charged double fare because it's you and a clamp.
First of all, I'm trying to picture you doing all these things that you claim that you did.
Yes,
no, I believe you.
We didn't have a pickup truck. I used to carry the wood on top of my car. I was that chick with a red thing on top of the wood.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's so important to hear this story, because people probably just saw your clip and said, wow, look at her. She made it. But it's so important to hear this part of your story. Who was your team at that time? Or who were you? Who was your, the people around you? Did you have advisors? I mean, were you just on your own?
Well, my business partner is my husband. And he has a different path in life. But we started with two fundis. And I told them I don't know much about carpentry, but I'm learning, and I know there's potential for the business. And I told them, just hang in here and trust me, this will go somewhere. And one of them is still with us to date. And he keeps saying to anybody else he would have given up. But I just said, I think we can do this.
And he had that belief in you.
Yes, from day one.
Were you prepared for how difficult it was going to be?
No. Manufacturing is not for the faint-hearted, I must say. But I'm in too deep. There's so many challenges. There's weeks we sit down and there's no electricity for a whole week. And the customers are waiting for their products. Then you wonder, what are you going to do? Then there's different suppliers you'd use who let you down, and the customer doesn't care to hear that. It's you who they've given their money to. And it's really just to figure out, how do we get over these hurdles? We speak a lot about this. We challenge the Ministry of Industrialization. We challenge our local government representatives, and we say, look, it has to become an enabling environment for this to happen. But having said that, though, there are some things that work in our favor. For example, we design and manufacture locally. We source our materials locally. So we are duty exempt within the EAC. So we are able to export within the EAC countries and COMESA countries, duty exempt. So anybody else bringing in products from any other country into Kenya, we have competitive advantage. And because of that, we're able to export within 3 years of business. Literally. So I tell entrepreneurs, just find out what your competitive advantage is. Right? It is hard. But I believe in the next 5 years, we will see a different Kenya.
You have such hope, and it's so refreshing.
Most definitely.
I was on social media earlier, and the whole Brexit situation is unfolding, and the EU looking like that they're leaving, and everyone's just kind of sad emoji faces. And what's your take on all that's going on right now?
I don't know. I mean, I think they will do what they will do. I studied in the UK, so I have my personal opinions about all of that, but I think we should worry more about ourselves here and what trading amongst ourselves can do as an African continent and the countries within. I think we shouldn't pay too much attention. I think they will be okay. We need to worry about us.
We should worry about ourselves. That's absolutely correct. Has this always been your true passion? Like, let's rewind a little bit to when you were younger, before you went to the UK, did your education, everything like that. Was this something that you saw for yourself? What was sort of your vision at that time?
Well, I knew from age 9 I was going to be a designer. Yes, from the age of 9. There was no other anything else I was going to be. There was a newspaper, in the Standard newspaper, I think on Wednesdays, there was this clip that you could color, and every week I would color and win, I think, 20 bob. Every week my name would be there, and I'd cut it out, and my father would post it, and I'd look for my name in the paper the next day.
You were a focused 9-year-old.
Yes, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And right through high school, I did art. I mean, I did the 844 system. I did art. It was hard. As you know, the 844 system does not support the creatives, which is a big issue I have. And it was clear there was no other career path for me. So being here today, I think I'm really excited that I knew, and I'm passionate about it. And it does make a difference when you're passionate about what you do. Back to your business. So you began it, you're facing all these different obstacles, you're realizing you don't have enough capital, and then you find out about 10,000 women, which we're going to hear a little bit more in depth about. But just what is 10,000 women? So 10,000 Women is a program by Goldman Sachs, and they looked around and saw investing in women is the future, and not just financially, but also academically. A lot of us go into business, whichever which way, and realize we don't know how to run our businesses. And the reason for that is that we've never been to business school, and even if it's business school, entrepreneurship is a little bit different from just doing an MBA. So they saw it's important to take us through business school of sorts. So the 10,000 Women program in Kenya now is held at the USIU. It's a phenomenal program. It's by Goldman Sachs, but with the USIU, only for women, and literally you get a scholarship. So we're only paying 30,000 shillings. Wow. Yes, and we're a class of quite a number of dynamic women. It's very interesting. So you find even within the class, there's people you're now doing business with. You think you've had the worst experience in entrepreneurship. This lady sitting next to you in class is a different horror story or a good story.
So that's the thing. How important is it to hear from, you know, other women entrepreneurs in this program and see that, you know, your case is not unique in your struggle?
It's extremely important. Sometimes you think you're alone. Sometimes you want to give up, or sometimes you think you have the answers. But when you sit with other women, especially in a learning environment, because we do different modules, you realize some of the issues you thought would kill you, literally, are not that big, and somebody has a solution for you. And it just makes you feel, I'm on the right track by doing this. And they always say, you know, you can go alone or you can go with others. And it's so important. Sometimes entrepreneurs, you're just in your space with your challenges, but when you meet and literally on the program you meet every 2 weeks, it's amazing.
It just fosters a nice environment for you to thrive. There are people who feel, you know, in different areas of society that women being given these special programs, this whole like affirmative action for women, let's give them special programs, is not really, you know, right or fair. How do you respond to such criticism?
Well, at least there are those programs. I do not completely believe there must be any favoritism. Business is business. It has no gender. Entrepreneurship is entrepreneurship, whether male or female. But some women do feel more comfortable in an all-woman environment for whatever reasons, and that's okay. I'm all for that. But I've done programs where there's been men in the classes, and I'm all for that as well. There should be no easier hand-holding just because it's a woman. At the end of the day, the balance sheet is a balance sheet. The customers, you know, but women do have sometimes some more sensitivities around business, but also some challenges. I mean, I started my business, my oldest child is only 7. So throughout all this, I've had 2 kids, and dealing with a sleepless night, you know, diapers, so for that reason, sometimes you do want to be in an environment where people do understand what that's like. But I don't think it should be extra special, just because we're women.
Well, you came out on the other side, were able to expand your business. So how are things now? How many employees? What's the capacity? How is your business doing?
Well, we're doing much better than we were. We are now entered our 6th year. We can now start seeing the light. Thank you. Like I said, manufacturing has been a bigger challenge than we thought, and only now is when we're able to start scaling, because we invested a lot in the business in terms of just getting our equipment in. The biggest challenge we have found, however, that has not made us grow as much as we thought we would, is actual lack of skills. This is an issue we have with the technical colleges being closed.
Because you're producing locally.
Yes, we are producing locally, but you need good people, you need a good team. So most of them come for an interview. Our interviews are full week. Literally, your interview is you come and make a product. Oh yes, most definitely. We interview for a week. And at the end of the week, we see what you can do and what you can't do. And sadly, most don't pass the interview because they've never used the machines we have. They don't use technologies or ways of working like we have. And it's a big challenge in this country to find the right carpenters and joiners. So it's one thing someone will say, I'm a carpenter, but when we bring them
after a week,
they're not able to, which is something we're very passionate about. So we've now started our own training program. So we have the first 6 young people we're training from the neighborhood, and 3 of them are women. Yes, we're going to have the first...
Deliberately,
because it's been 2 years of looking for women carpenters. So hopefully we graduate them in the next
That's really
4 months.
interesting. There are just certain fields where, especially here in Kenya, where you don't think women, that there are actually women who are talented in those areas.
Because they're not, nobody there.
Yeah.
We've gone around to almost all the technical colleges and I asked them, do you have any women graduates from Carpentry, Joinery? They're like, really? So we saw, okay, how do we take this challenge and just figure out how to be part of the solution? So they're going strong.
Wow.
Nobody has quit yet.
Yeah.
And I told my team, train them as you would a man. Because carpentry is carpentry. Again, it doesn't matter if you're a girl or a guy.
Yeah.
So in the next 4 months, we shall have graduation.
I can't wait till the day that I can take, you know, things to a woman carpenter and say, hey, this is what I want made for my house. And I think that's just, it'll be truly something great. Yeah. So these are women, again, that you found locally.
So they're young women.
How did you sort of find these women? Like you said, you went to all the technical colleges.
Yes. So what I did, I went to the local MP, our local MP in Kikuyu.
Okay.
Honorable Kimani. And I said, I want you to give me 6 youth from your area.
Wow.
You need to vet them for me, and I will train them for you. I will train them for the community, because we need this. We need to be not just giving back and not just giving handouts, but equipping them with skills. So naturally, some I will employ, but the others are able to start their own businesses or go and get employment elsewhere. But we must train the youth. We can't keep saying unemployment is high, we can't keep saying crime is high without addressing the issues as to why this is happening.
Wow. Yeah. Ciiru for women's rep, no. Sure, there's somebody watching that thinking that right now. Fast forward to you meeting the First Lady of the United States. I mean, you are at the U.S. Department of State. Tell us a little bit about that entire experience. It's foreign to us, so I don't even know what to ask you, but what was it like?
It's so foreign to me. Literally just got back, and there was the Women's Summit in D.C., which was hosted by the White House. And those 5,000 strong women in that event, Obama himself, Biden, name them.
Oh my goodness.
They were all there. So the day was extremely overwhelming for me and amazing. I've never felt with such power. And then in the evening, there was a dinner for only 200 people, and I didn't even know I would be one of them. I only found out when I was in the States, and got there, and we're all excited that we might be able to see Michelle. Just to see her was enough for me. Literally, just be in her space. So she came on, and I was busy filming her so I can come back and, you know, show off to my friends that I was with Michelle. And so I'm just sitting there filming her with my phone, and she gets talking, and I'm just smiling, so excited to be in her presence. And then she just calls my name, and I think, is she kidding? And the lady next to me says, I think she's talking about you. I'm like, how?
Why?
And she goes on and talks about my company, and I start screaming. I cover my mouth, thinking Secret Service is going to kick me out. And it was extremely emotional. It was out of body. And then she says, actually, come on stage. And I thought, I'm just going to collapse.
She stopped her speech.
I was going to collapse. It was too emotional to even cry. I was in a trance, and her hugs are warm. Oh, and she's absolutely beautiful. The TV does not do her enough justice. She's beautiful on screen. In person, she is drop dead gorgeous. But she's intelligent. She's amazing. I mean, just going back to my seat, I think I was dizzy.
I saw you at the end of it. You did a little.
Because I didn't collapse. I mean, I did not sleep for 48 hours.
That's insane.
Just wondering how. I mean, I've not discovered a cure for anything. I've not been to the moon. I've not been to the moon.
But I think that's what makes it even more special, is the fact that it didn't take you by surprise, and that you didn't feel entitled, like, I've done all this great work. So here I am to be honored. It was just...
But what it was that I think maybe what they talked about, and maybe some people know, but we actually have a training program for kids. It's called Kids Go Tech. Where we take children through learning how to innovate and make. Again, I do have a passion for my country and my continent, and I think if we start teaching children from the age of 6 how to make their own lights, we'll stop complaining about Kenya Power, because kids can make their own lights. If we're able to make, like, we've never made toilets, why don't we make toilets? Why don't we make socks? Why don't we even make underwear? I mean, light bulbs, glasses, so many things. So we teach children from the age of 6 through our program Kids Go Tech, and that's what she talked about. So far, 350 children have been through our program. We are not a school, but I'm a parent. I belong to this country, and I don't understand why we sit back and just complain about our education system. So we're doing something on the side that one day will challenge the way we teach our kids, but because we have to. We have to.
You know what I love about your story is that you see need or you see a problem, and instead of complaining about it, you do something about it.
We have to.
We need more people like that in our society. So you're sure political ambitions are not in your future?
Definitely no.
I do want to sitting with you in a couple of years, having a different conversation.
I can assure you, that's not my purpose. My purpose will be to influence policy, but not from that other side. I think it's by doing what we do and doing it stronger and getting more people on board who believe in being the change. I really don't have time for the other fluff, but I love my country.
You believe in doing the work.
Almost definitely.
And making a difference. That's incredible. I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can inspire you've already inspired many young people watching, and young women who want to be business people and entrepreneurs, but just a little bit of advice maybe that you can give them. We'll talk about that in a short while, but I do believe that Willis Raburu is standing by on the other side of the studio. We are going to find out a little bit more about the program that enabled Ciiru to expand her business and be here today, 10,000 Women, which she spoke briefly about. So Willis is standing by with Dr. King, who is going to tell us a little bit more about that program.
All right, thank you very much, Joey. Joined by Professor King, who is the Academic Director for the 10,000 Women Foundation. She's going to tell us a little bit more about that program. And, of course, it's all about women empowerment and how people can plug into some of these opportunities. So I guess we'll begin from there. What is it about? I know it is helped by the Goldman Sachs Foundation. What is it about?
Well, the 10,000 Women program is an initiative by the Goldman Sachs Foundation. And what it does is it empowers women around the world. And it empowers them. One way is through the training that they receive. They also receive mentors, and they also get networking. To date, the 10,000 Women program has reached over 10,000 women in 43 countries. And the program is taught right here in Kenya at USIU Africa.
All right, so that's where that's how Ciiru got into the program as well.
Yes, that's how she came into the program. It's very competitive in terms of how you enter the program. The women who enter have to be doing a minimum of 10 million shillings in annual revenue and a minimum of 10 employees, and having been in business for at least a year.
And the 10 employees, must they be women as well?
No.
So it can be a mix, right?
Can be a mix.
And so what do they go through in the program? Like,
well, in the program, there are various what we call modules. There's modules on negotiation, modules on marketing, modules on dealing with you as the entrepreneur and getting a better insight into your own business. One of the big things, Willis, that the program does is it actually prepares the women to become more bankable and also teach them different aspects of finance and how to access capital and accessing capital and the amount that they want and need. It has been said that often when women borrow, they don't borrow at the rate that they should. So they wind up going again and again and again. So one of the things the 10,000 Women program does is to really set you up for knowing how to become more bankable.
So someone might be watching and asking, Professor King, how do I get involved? How can I enroll for this program? How can I be part of this program?
Well, first I'll say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And just like Ciiru has come into the program will be open to others. They can reach us through the 10,000 Women at usiu.ac.ke.
So that's how they go, and then they get a form, and they'll
fill out an application form. They will go through a very rigorous competition and vetting session. The next program will begin in in 2017, and we'll be taking in 50 women.
Right, so most people are probably watching and saying, all right, so will I also get to meet the president at that time, whoever it will be by that time?
USIU Africa. Our slogan is education to take you places. And Ciiru is an example of that, that USIU delivers on its word.
So that is almost a good guarantee for those of you who are watching. But you have a personal experience as well out of this program, and your own attachment also to the late great Muhammad Ali. Tell us about that.
Well, I'll just say a little bit about it, and you can invite me back for the full story.
All right.
But a few years ago, more than just a few years ago, when Champ was fighting in Africa for the first time, they had a contest for Miss Foreman, Miss Ali.
Right.
And I wound up winning the contest. So my first trip to the continent was with the Champ. And a plane load full of musical stars. More later. All right,
amazing. That's Professor King. She's the academic director of the 10,000 Women Foundation, and I also just remind them of how they can get. So they go to the USIU website.
Yes, you can go to the USIU website and look up the 10,000 Women program. It is for email 10,000women@usiu.ac.ke.
All right, so there you go. That is exactly how you can get in touch. And also, who knows, maybe next you might be meeting whoever the president
You might be next.
Yes, you might be next. All right, so that is as much as that is concerned. Also, just a reminder that we're also keeping tabs on the Brexit situation. We'll be able to update you as the time goes. So what we know now is that the UK have voted to leave or exit the EU, and we'll be updating you on that. But for now, we go for more with Joy. Good morning.
Thank you.
All right, back here with Ciiru, who's been telling us her story of starting Fun Kids and meeting Michelle Obama and everything in between. And so I'm sure that, after the video went viral, things got a little bit crazy. Are you getting insane amounts of people at, inboxes and people trying to contact you? What's the situation on that?
Yeah, there's a bit of that. But what's very humbling, though, very humbling, I must say, is the number of women who are saying you've inspired me, the number of women who have said they've cried and watched the video 10 times. And for me, it's really not about me, to be honest. It's nice, yes, I received the hug and all, but I don't think it's about me. I think it's a message that the time has come for Kenyan women to rise up in entrepreneurship, really, and to stop imagining we're small businesses. Honestly, I reflected. I didn't sleep for 48 hours because I was just on such a high. But it's not about me. It's really a message to women in Kenya, in Africa, because what are the odds that I was picked?
Right.
And also, I'm a creative entrepreneur. And it really was an affirmation to all the creatives, not just myself, that it's okay what we're doing. Society here does not completely support creatives on entrepreneurship, or we ourselves not see ourselves as big business. But I think the message is it's time, to be recognized by floaters.
We are totally living in different times right now.
So it's for women to just say, you know what, I can do this. And if Ciiru honestly could have been on that stage, anybody can be on that stage. I don't think there's anything special about me at all. I think we all can, but it's really time we stopped playing small with our businesses. We have the potential. The world is watching us, and it's for us. Nobody's stopping us, to be honest. We can do this.
And these are the types of headlines that we want out there, representing Kenya and representing women entrepreneurs, as us doing amazing things. I think your story has been such a breath of fresh air, because in the headlines all we read is politicians fighting and this and that, and
which is sad, which is very sad.
So I think this has brought back that a good light to this country,
and for women and daughters, but also for guys. It's being there, you're thinking how with a Kenyan passport. Everybody says negative things. We're interviewed by CNN. It was a very positive interview on CNN. You never imagine them to say positive things, but it really is time, and no one is stopping us now. So it's really up to us.
Thank you so much. I'm sure a lot of people want to contact you. I don't know if you have social media contacts that you want to give out, or a way that people can get in touch with you, because that's the first question I know I'm going to see on the SMS and on.
Well, I'm on Twitter. I'm very active. So it's at Ciiru. So they can find me on Twitter.
Ciiru, spelled like, and you see, I heard different pronunciations.
So it's at C and then CIIRU.
Okay.
So at CIIRU.
Okay.
They can inbox on Fun Kids with a Z, the page, our Facebook page. We're very active on that, and I actually do the social media myself.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So if they write, I will be on to respond.
Okay. Female carpenters who are looking for jobs, Just throwing it out there. Thank you so much for being here, Ciiru, and for having this conversation with me. You've inspired so many, and I know you will continue to do that. So I look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And to Dr. King also for being here and sharing more about 10,000 women. I hope you've been inspired, and you know, with this breath of fresh air of positive headlines of Kenya doing amazing things internationally, it all can happen, as you've heard from Ciiru Waweru Waithaka. We do have Hot the Band standing by for some more music, so stay tuned. This is Power Breakfast.